10 things your body can do that science still can't explain. Number 10. You can heal yourself. We all know that our bodies are capable of healing themselves to some extent. After all, when we get a cut or scrape, our bodies naturally produce enzymes and proteins that help to repair the damage done to our skin cells. But did you know that your body can also heal itself from more serious injuries? For example, broken bones, torn ligaments, and even internal organ damage. In fact, your body has an amazing ability to regenerate new tissue in order to replace damaged or dead cells. This process is known as stem cell therapy, and it's already being used to treat a variety of medical conditions, including spinal cord injuries, burns, and certain types of cancer. So if you have any injuries or health problems, don't despair. Your body may be able to heal itself with the right treatment. 9. You can create your own antidotes. The human body is a remarkable machine that can do things that science still can't explain. One of the most amazing things about the human body is its ability to create its own antidotes to poisons. For example, when you eat poisonous mushrooms, your body will automatically produce substances that counteract the toxins in the mushrooms. Similarly, if you're exposed to a venomous snake bite, your body will automatically produce substances that stop the venom from spreading. Science still doesn't fully understand how the human body is able to do this, but it's definitely a good thing. It means that we don't have to carry around antidotes for every possible poison or venomous creature. Instead, our bodies just do it themselves. Of course, this doesn't mean that we're invincible. There are some poisons and venomous creatures that are too strong for our bodies to handle on their own. But it does mean that we're a lot more resilient than we think. It's one more example of the amazing things that our bodies can do that science still can't explain. No. 8. You can regrow hair. You might not think much about it, but your body has the amazing ability to regrow hair whenever it becomes damaged. If you were to shave your head completely bald, it would take less than a week for new hair to start growing in. Of course, not all of us are lucky enough to have this ability to regrow hair at the same rate. Some people experience hair loss due to various factors such as genetics, stress, and age.
However,
the vast majority of people can regrow hair if given the chance. What's more, the hair on your body has the ability to change color depending on your environment. For example, if you were to live in a cold climate for a prolonged period of time, the hair on your body would gradually become darker. This is because darker hair is better at insulating the body than lighter hair. Your body knows this, so it will start producing more melanin, which is the pigment that gives hair its color, in order to keep you warm. Number 7. You can change your eye color. Your body has the ability to change your eye color depending on what you're looking at. For example, if you look into someone's eyes for a prolonged period of time, your eyes will eventually turn the same color as theirs. This is because the iris, which is the colored part of the eye, is actually a muscle. And like all muscles, it can become fatigued. When it becomes fatigued, it relaxes and allows the colored part of the eye to show through. In this case, the colored part of the eye is brown. So if you look into someone's eyes long enough, your own iris will eventually relax and allow the brown color to show through. This is why people who have blue or green eyes often look tired after spending a lot of time outside. Their irises have become fatigued, and the brown color of their eyes is showing through. 6. You can see better than any camera. There are many things that the human body can do that science still can't explain. One of the most amazing is the ability to see better than any camera. Cameras are ranked based on their megapixels, which is a measure of the number of pixels in a digital image sensor. The higher the megapixel count, the more detail the camera can capture. Even the best cameras in the world can only capture about 50 megapixels of information. However, the human eye can capture over 500 million pixels of information. This is because the human eye is designed to capture as much visual data as possible, whereas cameras are not. The human brain is then able to process this visual data and create an image that we can understand.
Ow.
This is why we are able to see objects in great detail, even when they are far away. We are also able to see colors and shades that cameras cannot detect. There is simply no comparison between the human eye and the best cameras in the world. No. 5. You can see in the dark. The human eye is a pretty amazing thing. It can adjust to different levels of light so that we can see clearly in both bright and dim environments. When you enter a dark room, your pupils will dilate so that more light can enter your eyes. This allows you to see better in the dark. However, it takes your eyes a little bit of time to adjust to the darkness. This is why it's hard to see when you first walk into a tunnel, but your eyes aren't adjusted to the darkness yet. However, once your eyes are adjusted to the darkness, you can see much better than any camera. In fact, you can see in the dark much better than even the best night vision goggles. This is because the human eye has evolved over millions of years to be able to see in the dark. Night vision goggles, on the other hand, are a relatively new invention. Number 4. You can breathe underwater. If you hold your breath and try to breathe underwater, you will quickly realize that it is impossible. This is because the air in your lungs will quickly dissolve into the water and you will drown. However, there are certain people who can breathe underwater for extended periods of time. One example is the Turkish swimmer Aze Saygin, who held his breath underwater for a record-breaking 24 minutes and 37 seconds. How is it possible? Well, the answer lies in his body. See, the human body is mostly made up of water. When you're submerged in water, your body absorbs oxygen from the water through your skin. This is called cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration is usually only significant for animals that live in aquatic environments. However, humans can also use cutaneous respiration to breathe underwater for short periods of time. In fact, infants can breathe through their skin for several weeks before their lungs are developed enough to function properly. So it seems that breathing underwater isn't as far-fetched as you might think. With some training, it may be possible for anyone to learn how to breathe underwater. No. 3. You can survive without food. The human body is truly amazing and can do things that science still can't explain. One of these things is the ability to survive without food for extended periods of time. On average, a person can survive without food for about 30 days. Of course, this doesn't mean that you should go a month without eating. It's just interesting to know that your body is capable of doing this. If you were to go without food for 30 days, you would lose about half of your body fat. This is because your body would be forced to start breaking down fat cells in order to obtain energy. While this may sound dangerous, it's actually not. In fact, it's a natural and healthy way to lose weight. Of course, it's important to note that everyone is different, and some people may be able to go longer than others without food. The key is to listen to your body and only go as long as you feel comfortable. Number 2, you can live without sleep. Most people need to sleep for 8 hours every night. However, there are some people who can go without sleep for extended periods of time. These people are known as hypersleepers. The longest that a person has gone without sleep is 11 days and 25 minutes. This was done by a man named Tony Wright from the UK in 2007. Tony didn't sleep a wink for over a week, yet he showed no signs of fatigue or impaired cognitive function. How is this possible? Science doesn't really have an answer for this. However, it is believed that hypersleepers are able to compensate for lack of sleep by taking long naps during the day. These naps allow them to obtain the necessary rest that their bodies need in order to function properly. Number 1, you can control your dreams. One of the most amazing things about the human body is its ability to control its dreams. There are many people who claim to be able to control their dreams, and some even claim to be able to predict the future through their dreams. Now, science still hasn't been able to explain how the human body is able to control its dreams, but it is definitely something that many people experience. If you want to learn how to control your dreams, there are many resources available online and in libraries. With a little practice, you may be able to start controlling your dreams and having the adventures of a lifetime. Thanks for watching. See you soon.